Hi everyone and welcome to Body Confidence. I am Alicia Plosz. I am Mrs.Globe Curvy. I am the International Rating Curvy Queen, and welcome to Body Confidence, where we learn to embrace thy beautiful selves, whatever that looks like. Welcome to Wednesday. I love Wednesdays. I love September. September is my personal favorite month, and I'm really excited for today because today we have a very special guest. We have Dr. Tracy Kemble on today, and we're going to learn a little bit about manifesting, and that to me is going to be exciting. I like to pretend that I know what manifesting is, but I don't feel like I do, and I don't know if anybody else feels the same way I do, where you don't maybe know what that is, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about what that is, and exciting to me. Today is like, we're almost at the end of the month, and for me September is all about new goals. Hi Tracy, how are you?
Great.
All the way to Greece. That's so exciting. So for you it's almost the end of the day, at the end of your day, right?
It's 7 right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. So I'm just gonna, can I introduce you a little bit?
Yeah, I didn't think you would bring me on so soon. I thought I was going to sit in the holding room a little bit. But
That's okay. I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to miss it, and my internet is weird today. I took a picture earlier and I posted it on my Instagram. So I had my husband working behind me in the background because the internet went down here, and I was like, look, help her. He was working behind me to fix it. So I had my daughter's phone here as like a backup, just in case I needed a backup.
I love it. I love it.
Great. So you are the owner of Mrs.Globe and a self-love discovery coach and a divine feminine preservationist, which is amazing. You're very passionate about your self-love journey, and your motto is so much more power than we remember, and I think that is amazing. So for me, I don't actually know what manifesting actually is. So I don't know if a lot of people know what that is, and I think that manifesting is a tool that everyone probably needs to have in their toolbox, and we all, going through the 2000s, we've all developed through like The Secret and all the different books and
Why do you keep going
talk shows
away?
and different things that have taught us different. I'm not sure. Am I disappearing from you?
Okay. No, well, it's me
Am I there now?
because I'm. You know what? I've never been a guest on my own on Instagram, so I'm acting like a boob right now. So give me a second while I try to stable the phone instead of taking people on a merry-go-round for the next hour.
That's
Anyways,
okay.
keep talking. Keep talking.
You're good. You're good. No, it's good. So I found for me personally, like, I feel what you think about, you bring about.
Yes.
And we are in complete control of our reality, right? So what we think about, we bring about, and we just need to be more consciously aware of what we're thinking about to create more positivity around us. So we need to mirror, like we are a mirror. So what we're putting out, we're reflecting back, kind of is how I'm interpreting manifestation. That's my interpretation of it. But I don't feel like I have a proper grasp, if you will, on it. So my biggest question to you is, when I was asking what questions that I wanted to ask you, my biggest one is, what really is manifesting?
Okay. So that's a first off, that's an easy question to ask. It's a big question to answer, but let me try to just give you a quick history and then like lead exactly into that. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that in the middle of COVID, when we don't have the ability to cross the borders as with an American passport, I'm sitting in my manifested happy place in Greece. It's a place that I manifested 5 years ago, and I'm here. So it's just going to show you that manifesting, it really, really works. The way that I came about in manifesting is literally, I think I became, I stumbled across a book many years ago because I was, of course, doing what many of us do when we go into the bookstore, and I was worrying about my work And I stumbled across the book, not in the business section, but in the self-help section. And to make a long story short, because I won't waste our time telling you how I became so interested in it. But basically, this book talks about this thing called manifesting, and basically it put you to a 30-day challenge, and unintentionally, basically to save myself from myself, I became a student of thought, and it has been one of the most expansive, spiritually exciting journeys of my life. And the end goal, or the end place, well, where I am today, because it never ends, which is so exciting, is just stepping into this deeper sense of self-love and enjoying this existence that I have, and by living in that state of joy, which is a vibration, because everything in life is energy, including your thoughts are energy. And so that kind of circles back around as to how manifesting works. It's that, when people ask me, what exactly is manifesting? One of the ways that I like to describe it, and the way that it started to really change me as a person, is I'm a very spiritual person. And yet, when people would say, have faith, I'm like, are you kidding me? I am doubting Thomas. I need to see the real thing. I need to see evidence that, my prayers are heard, and my heart is known, etc., etc. And so the way that I describe manifesting is it's tapping into the energetic hands of God here on earth. Because the only way that the heavens, or the universe, or the great divine, or source, however you refer to your higher power, can grab a hold and physically change our life, the only crossover from the physical to the spiritual is this thing called energy. And manifesting is, it begins with thought, it begins with emotions, it's starting to vibrate at a very specific level. And when you dip down below what I call the lifeline, I have this really great tool. It's called the Comprehensive Emotional Scale. And it's just a way that it has a lifeline on it. And I live above this emotional lifeline. And when you live at a certain vibration, and it is a discipline, when you live at a certain vibration, the universe, because we live in a physical, scientific universe, can't help but align with that. And one of the most exciting things that I love about manifesting, I'm getting lots of notices right now, is that you know how long it takes. So everything in life, imagine, is on a grid, Alicia. And so the grid looks like this. And the universe only wants good for us. But when, like, stupid, idiot, awful things just come crashing into our life, it's because we have aligned with it. And we align with it through our thoughts. And that's why, self-love can change your karma. And I'm sending a big hug and kiss out to Katerina on that beautiful message.
Mm-hmm.
So you can ask me more specific questions now.
Okay. So, I know for me, yeah, so like I like that because I didn't know like manifesting is like, I wasn't sure, you know, kind of basically how to do it. You put your positive and you get your positive back, but I didn't know what it was. And I think a lot of people,
Yeah, let me explain it a little bit like this. Okay, so each and every thought that we have has an energetic push or pull behind it. So I know that so many people think that, like, oh my God, we have so many emotions. We have, happy and sad, and anger and fear, and jealousy and joy and elation. And we think that we have all these emotions, right? And certainly all these emotions do have an electronic charge behind them. It's called an electromagnetic wave. And so what happens is that whenever we park ourselves in a certain emotion, everything in life has a certain parking place on the emotional scale as well. And so when we say to manifest, the word manifest means to make clear and present. So it's taking something from the ether, something that is not yet here, and making it in very physical, tangible form. And the way that we do that, when you say if you're a great manifester, it's learning just the discipline on how to thought manage, be in charge of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not in charge of you. And then just learning how to practice all the various laws behind it. Because here's the amazing thing. You know how long it takes for our emotions to go out and catch right a hold of the equivalent of that emotion on whatever's on that same plane? 16 seconds. That's all it takes before these things start coming into our life, both good, bad, and indifferent. That's why we have to really be able to manage our thoughts. And the most exciting thing for me is when I learned to really start to take hold of my thoughts, things such as anxiety or the bouts with the blues or all the self-doubt and the lack of self-love, all of those started to lift because I realized the energy that I was pushing out of my being and what I was attracting into my life was all resting right here.
It's like this right here is our biggest stepping block we'll ever get over in our life, right? Yeah. Our biggest one. How do we set our intentions that will attract what we want? That's a big one, I know.
Well, an intention is okay. An intention is a focused. Let's say, let me put it. It's a focused wish. Let's say, I want this for my life. It's a focused wish or a focused want. And so, ask me the question again. How do you set your intentions?
How do we set the intentions that will attract what we want? So if someone wants something, like someone that's watching right now has something they specifically want, what are some tools that they can put in their toolbox to help manifest? Like, so our thing is body confidence. So if they want to be more confident, what is maybe some phrases that we could help them with to manifest, like to set their intentions to be more confident? Like maybe some tools they could use.
The thing about manifesting is kind of like baking a cake where, there's the basics in there. There's butter and there's the flour.
Yeah.
And you can turn it into anything you want as you just start to put things in it, your own, the own delicious things that you want. So manifesting is kind of the same way. It is not just one thing that you do. It's a series of things that work together. That the goal is to have it become just second nature to you. It has to become a lifestyle. So an intention is like a focused want, let's say. And if you were to say, like choose an intention, give me an example, and I'll be able to walk you through it.
All right. So like say their intention is to love themselves a little bit more, to be a little bit more kind to yourself.
Okay.
Daily.
So the biggest block that people have that keeps them from being able to manifest is that they don't understand the difference between the electrical charge of a belief versus a desire. So my desire might say, I really want self-love, right? And I'm charging at about 1,000 watts, right? But if that's my desire, but if my belief is that I'm unlovable, that has a 10,000 times higher charge. And so by science alone, it's like what that does is it has us going through life with our foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. So we make a little traction and then all of a sudden we're not, and you're going like, it's not working, or why don't I deserve it? The universe doesn't want me to have good things. And the answer is no, you have your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. So when you set an intention, it has to be a very, very honest intention. And so like one that I like to use a lot is, there's so many people who something has happened in their life, and let's say that they have somebody who they just have not forgiven, right? And they're feeling like, gosh, I really want to forgive this person. Not really. I really don't want to forgive this person. I don't feel like it's safe to forgive this person, but I really need to forgive this person. And so they keep saying, okay, okay, my intention is to forgive this person. My intention is to forgive this person. Well, that's never going to work. You want to know why? Because it's not true. And so the universe can't work with untruths. And so what you have to do is just get super real and say, like, give me the desire to even want to consider starting to forgive this person. And suddenly you can align with that. You're like, okay, I can be present and show up at that vibration. And then it becomes really real. And then the charge will come in. And then just that slight effort will happen where something will nudge you a little bit closer to feeling safe, to getting a little bit more empowered, to having a broader perspective in life. Maybe you get a message of, things aren't so personal, and just something that will begin to take you step by step. So in order to make your intentions more real, they have to be true. You have to believe them to be true. And so the tool that I like to give my clients that I work with is, if it feels too big, or in other words, if it doesn't feel real, break it down and just break it down until it's a bite-sized piece with something that you can totally believe in, you can totally align with, and then that's where you stand until you're able to get stronger and stronger, and you'll be able to make bigger and bigger vibration, or bigger and bigger intentions.
Mm-hmm. I like that, because sometimes people just start like so big, right? They just they just go, and then it's unattainable in their mind, and then you get defeated. So you have to start at tiny little steps, right?
You have to do the tiny steps because, there's so many people like, I want $1 million business. And in their head, they're like, I don't even know how to make $100.
Or not willing to do the $5 job at the bottom to get
It's
the $1 million,
not,
like
yeah, it's
empty the
not
garbage.
real.
Yeah.
It's not real. And the universe can't respond to untruths.
Yeah, it's true. I like that. So you were talking about like vibrations. So how do you set, like if you were already on the path, say you're on the path to self-love and you're on the path of, so some people are doing body confidence and they're doing like that. You have a new Facebook group and you're doing a new, a course right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that? The new courses you're sharing about right now?
Oh, well, we're relaunching our entire Dr. Tracy brand, and we're really excited that we're going to be showcasing how self-love can really change your karma. Because my love and my passion in life is teaching people how to manifest the life that they love. Because if I can manifest the life that I have right now, then anybody can do it. Because I was at ground zero years back, and this thing has absolutely changed my life. It's just been such a wonderful love life jacket for me. So I love to do that. So we're really excited about launching our new campaign, which is Self-Love Can Change Your Karma, and teaching people. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the shadow feminine. And the shadow feminine is that wounded person inside of us that, in the midst of us having these big dreams, every so often she just kind of sends up either a message of doubt, or what I have found is most of the time it's just an SOS that she just wants to be rescued from the darkness. And in order for us to be able to manifest our life, we need to be able to go in and rescue that shadow feminine. So we're going to be having topics of the shadow feminine, which of course leads to our conference, the Divine Feminine, which is going to take place here in Greece next year. And we have lots of classes on manifesting. We're going to do a class around February about a love potion, a manifestation love potion, about manifesting loves of your life. And we're going to be talking about manifesting your dreams. And of course, we have all the abuse recovery, which is the most important thing, because so many people just get locked under, and people might say, I haven't been abused. And I'm like, really? Have the words or actions of another person ever hurt you? Are you carrying a message that somebody planted in your soul years and years and years ago? And that message is probably one of the number one things that's blocking you from being able to manifest your life.
Yeah, that's exactly right, right? Everybody carries something that someone else has told you and you feel it as truth. And it's not your truth, it's their truth, right? And
Yeah,
it's,
and part of being a good manifester is really learning to examine your belief system. And one of the easy manifestation cleansing things that I love to teach is it's a really simple technique. Spend 24 hours or commit like 1 week of your life is normally what's really good. And simply go through your life and just with everything that comes in front of you, just said, who said I have to fear this? Who said I have to like this? Who said I have to do this? Who said it has to be done this way? And you would be absolutely amazed at the number of things that you're doing in your life just because somebody told you do it that way. And one of my biggest things is, I love my dad, and he's one of my biggest lessons in life. But my father had so many fears, and he put so many fears inside of me. And one of my personal independence days was when I just looked at him, I'm like, Dad, these are your fears. They're not mine, and one of those big ones is traveling and being in crowds and in airports. And the truth of the matter is that, the scent and the sound of the airport, it's like a high for me. And so, it's really important that we make sure that what we're afraid of is actually our fear, and then realizing that fears are they're just messages that we need to go in, because the universe is actually, it's a good place. We don't even need to fear COVID, guys. We don't even need to go through and fear COVID, because here's the thing. If you put a lot of energy into fearing COVID, COVID's going to go like, oh, they like me, I'm going towards them because look at all the energy they're sending me. So we don't need to, we have to be wise, we have to be smart, we have to do our part, but we don't need to live in fear of it and make a relationship with it.
no, it's true. What, like, other people's insecurities they put on you become your insecurities, but they're not it's not who you are, right? I know, when I was little, I was very free. Like, I grew up on a dairy farm, very free. And I put a picture on my fridge a while ago of me when I was about 3 years old, running around wearing my grandpa's backwards baseball cap and a pair of panties, just running around the farm. That's how I lived my life when I was little, very free. And I was looking at it, and I was like, so I put it on my fridge, put a magnet on the back of it. And my daughter's like, why do you have that on your fridge? And because I want to remind myself that that's who I am, not layers, not, not under everybody else's image of who I should be. I'm like, I liked who I was. I didn't care what I wore. I ran around half naked because I didn't care what everybody else thought I had to be. And I wore what I wanted to wear, and I was happy. And so that's who I am, not what everybody else, society and everybody else told me. Put your clothes on, cover your body, be whatever. And I was happy. And so I put it on the fridge to remind myself that's the person that I am, even though I was just a little tiny baby at the time. But that's who I was born to be, right? And it's funny, and my daughter made fun of me, and I was like, no, because sometimes you have to remind yourself that other people's perspective of who you should be isn't who I actually am. That's who I was born to be, right?
Well, one of the most important things that you can do if you want to become a strong manifester is break up with the word should. Because should is a shame word. And whenever people say, well, you should do this or you should do that, I say, stop shoulding on me. That's a shame word. And if you think it should be done, then you go do it. But, don't ever respond to a should in life, because that's somebody else's expectations that they're trying to put on you. And then that's when you ask yourself, well, who said I should do this? Is it your need or my need?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly right. So a question is, so once you're on a different path and you're already started, so why I asked you to share what you're doing, because one of the exercises and one of the questions that you had asked on, I think it was Facebook or maybe it was Instagram, perhaps it was both, you had said, put something that you say to yourself every day and tag it in there. And one of the things that I say every day is I'm beautiful, I'm brilliant, and I'm brave, because I cover all my boundaries, right? So I'm beautiful because I feel like I am. I'm brilliant because I don't think that I'm any less smart than anybody else out there. Maybe a different type of smart, but I'm not any less smart. And I'm brave, meaning I can feel like I can do anything anybody else can do. And so I feel like that should be a mantra that I give myself every morning. And so that could be a type of manifesting, right? And so different type of manifesting.
Yeah,
In
mantra
confidence.
it actually comes from Sanskrit, which is one of the oldest Indian languages, and it has to deal. It's the word man and tra, and together, it's a word where you come up with a phrase. It's actually tied into music, but you can always just almost just repetitively create a saying. And the saying is something that you need to meditate on, and you say it over and over until it goes from here to here. And you can just have one saying, or you can have several sayings along the same theme. I believe in meditating and doing mantras every single day of my life. And but in order for a mantra to to work, to start to get some traction underneath it, you have to believe that it's true. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's very important that, again, let's say that somebody wants to make more money and they say, I have $1 million in the bank, I have $1 million in the bank, I have a million, and your brain is going, what? We are starving over here. There's no money in the bank. So what you can say with a mantra is, the universe is full of money, and I believe it's headed my way. The universe is full of money, and I believe it's headed my way. Or little things of that nature that are authentically true to you. In order for a mantra to work, it has to be true. And well, how do you know it's true, Dr. Tracy? Just keep saying the sentence out loud, and like a piece of art. Just keep editing it and re-editing it and re-editing it until it really resonates with your soul. I mean, some of the mantras that I say to myself is, one that I say is, God loves to bless Tracy Kemble. That's one that I say every day. Or the universe adores me. Or in the morning I'll wake up and I'll take in breath and I'll say, ooh, good is in the air today. And when at my office, when we had people answering the phone, when I didn't have this office, but I had an actual bricks and mortar office, that we would answer the phone and people would say, it's great day at Win, how can I help you? And it's just speaking those words out to the universe, and the universe will go, oh, great, you want a great day? I'll give you a great day. And because it's aligning the energy with what you're speaking. But here's something that I really want to tell people, and this is a secret to manifesting that you need to really pay attention to. Are you ready for this one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to manifesting, people can get stuck on what's called a negative want. Do you know what a negative want is? A negative want is when and here's a big one for you women out here, I don't want to be this weight anymore. I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to be treated like this anymore. I don't want that. And we think that we're making this life proclamation in such strength and power, but the truth of the matter is that it's something that's called a negative want. And the best way that I can describe to you how the universe works is that the universe doesn't understand don't. So what would happen if you went and you Googled no porn? What would happen would be like, bow, 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 like all this porn would be coming up, and you'd be like, oh, but I told Google no porn. Well, that's exactly how the universe works, is that if you scream at the top of your lungs, I don't want to be this weight anymore, the weight's going to stay on. So you need to turn it around and say something like, I thank my body that it is now recalibrating itself to its natural and healthy weight. I
Mm-hmm.
thank that it's recalibrating itself to its natural healthy weight. I thank my body that it absorbs nutrients and it's purging itself of the toxins. And you just learn to use just a slight shift in words like that. And also your body will stop living in defense, because when you tell your body, I'm sick of you being this weight, here's something I want to leave everybody with. We cannot hate ourselves to a better definition of ourself. And that's
Right.
why self-love is what can change your karma, because when you love yourself and you value yourself and you respect yourself and you begin to enjoy yourself, enjoy this journey called life, you start vibrating at a much higher level. And before you know it, things are just coming into your life because the universe is like, geez, finally you showed up. And the universe loves to bless Tracy Kemble.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. I love that you said that you're a student of thought, and it's true, because what you think about, you bring about, and then the words. That's what we wanted. Is how. What are some tools you can put in your toolbox to make yourself level up and be a more successful you? And that was exactly what we wanted out of this. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I mean, I think little things, monitor the people that you're around. One thing that I highly live my life by is I'm allergic to negaholics, that I completely stay away from negative people, because weight doesn't become buoyant. Weight weights you down. And it's really important that you monitor. It's a skill called environmental management, and you learn to monitor your environment throughout the day, because it's unavoidable to be around negative people or difficult people. But we have to prepare ourselves so that we can either replenish ourselves when we're out of it, or go in with certain armors, emotional, spiritual, vibrational armors on us. But, the way that I describe it is if somebody were to, if you are lactose intolerant and somebody were to try to give you a big glass of milk, what would your response be? Your response would be like, no, I'm not drinking the milk. No, really, you need to drink this milk. It's really good for you. And because you know what it does to your body, you emphatically say, hell no, I'm not drinking the milk. No is a complete sentence, no period, right? And so we need to become that same integrity level when it comes to who we surround ourselves with. And I'm that way when it comes to negaholics. Would you like, would you like to join us? Yes, I would, but I really don't want to. That's the bottom line. I really just don't want to be with you. Why do you not want to be with me? Because I'm allergic to negaholics. I know if I'm around you, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get anxious. I'm going to get, I'm going to vibrate low. I'm going to talk about things I don't want to talk about. I'm just not going to feel good about my existence. And so it's best to avoid it. And the great thing about it is if you find yourself dipping into that, you can change the way that you live in just the next second by just simply choosing it. You just stop, get away from it, and begin a new cycle of living.
Mm-hmm. It's true, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to remember that no is a complete sentence, but just stand in your power and be like, no. And you can just walk away. You can just walk away. We are grown-ups.
Exactly. I was meeting yesterday with a friend of mine, and I can't see some of the comments that are being said. I don't know if you can.
I love that word, being using it as a lot. No, she said. Lisa says that she's been using it. No, and negativity feels like poison to your spirit, is what.
Well,
Um,
it is poison.
it is for
It's a
sure.
vibrational toxin, and if you just literally learn to see it that way, when it comes around, you'll just learn to stay away from it. Environmental management is so important. I can't begin to tell you, how much of our day gets ruined simply by somebody with the wrong vibration comes in and tips over the apple cart. But I was talking to somebody yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and she's an empath, and she was asking me. She said, what do I do when I know that I have to go into an environment and I'm with this very difficult person? how do I keep my soul intact and my positivity? And I say, oh, it's, there's little things that you can do on a vibrational level. Like one of the things that I do is if I know that I'm going in and I'm going to be around difficult people, I plan on the back end how to replenish myself. And it's either being alone, it's either going on a walk, it's either meditating, or sometimes it's getting together with my girlfriends and having a great glass of wine and laughing and forgetting about the negative days. So it's really important to have your recalibration in place to what works best for your personality. Or another really good one that I learned years ago is you just literally put an imaginary acrylic wall between you and that person, and you first off understand that nasty people, it's not personal. they're just spewing what's on the inside of them, and if you have this acrylic wall right in front of you, you can just see it splatter against the wall, but it won't touch you. So much of life, we take things personal, and the majority of people, they don't mean it personal. They're just hurting people hurt people.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I liked it because I honestly didn't know. I knew the basis of manifesting. I didn't know what it actually really was, and I really liked that. And I like that you shared more about what you're doing in the future, so people that like me that didn't have the knowledge can look forward to learning more from you. That's
Yeah,
great.
definitely. For all of you who are watching, definitely on October 1st, we're going to be coming out with all of our new campaigns and messages and courses that we're teaching. I've been working with our team, really regrouping, kind of disconnected a little bit, and spent a lot of time in prayer and meditation and healing and the sunshine in the sea. And so I'm feeling refreshed and good. And thank you to all of you who I know that are in this chat room right now for your love and your prayers and your hopes and all the inspirations that you're sending me. And we look forward to sharing this amazing concept that self-love can change your karma. And we are super excited to share the various roadmaps on how you can create your life, operating your divine feminine, simply operating in the element of self-love. And if you think about it, the majority of us go through life, we're looking at outside things. How do I change that person to be the person I need? And how do I get that person to become my client? And how do I have that dream come into my life? And the beautiful thing about this roadmap that we're going to be teaching, self-love can change your karma, is that all you have to do is go inward. Your only project is yourself. And, it's just so easy. And I think, especially coming out of COVID and the older we get, it's so important that life become more and more effortless instead of effortful.
I agree with you 100%. I think a lot of people just need to turn in and tune in a lot more to be happy, for sure.
Tune in to turn on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate you. That was amazing. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing those launch soon. That's really soon. That's just next week, so that's exciting.
I know it is. You look beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Our
that.
beautiful Mrs.Globe Curvey.
I don't know. I'm excited. I was sad that it got postponed, but I'm excited when we get together. It's going to be that much better because the length in between does not make the gather less impactful, right?
Exactly. Get you a few more months as our beautiful Mrs.Globe Curvey. Lucky us.
It'll make it better when we get together. Yes, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it. I loved watching your sunset behind you. I know you were facing us, but we got to enjoy it. I know Lisa commented on it in the post. We got to watch your sunset, and that was awesome. Our sun's just coming up, and yours is going down. We got to see that with you, so thank you for that. That was fun for us.
You're welcome. I send you guys lots of love all over the world, and thank you again for all the love and support. And we look forward as a team to debuting how self-love can change your karma, coming October 1st.
Yes, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. And you're brilliant, beautiful, and brave. And we will see you next week on Body Confidence with Mrs.
Perfect.
Globe.
Lots of love. Bye bye bye.